Ibn Khaldun, the Muqaddimah. Let's read this right here. I don't have nothing else to rebut of his. Therefore, the Negro nations are, as a rule, submissive to slavery. The reason why I'm reading this, because people like Imam Bashir, because this goes for all Muslims, different variant groups. Every Muslim think they're the true Muslim, everyone else ain't the real Muslim. You know how it gets in religion. I'm talking to Muslims, all right? So, this is one of the most highly revered scholars. Anyone in the Muslim world will tell you that his knowledge and history on Islam, many of the Muslim subscribers read this work. For those of you that's not familiar, his name is Ibn Khaldun. It's called the Muqaddimah. People like Imam Bashir read this, and I have questions for him. I was hoping he would come out today. Any other time he want to talk to me, he ain't show up today. I asked him, can he show up? Because I would like him to stand up here as the Imam, and I want to discuss some of the things that he reads as a Muslim. This is one of them. Okay, therefore the Negro nations are, as a rule, submissive to slavery because Negroes have little that is essentially human and possesses attributes that are quite similar to those of dumb animals, as we have stated. In the Muqaddimah, it also says in the introduction to history in the 3 volumes by Ibn Khaldun, page 117, it says, of neighbors of the Buja, Magdisi had heard that there is no marriage among them. The child does not know his father, and they eat people, but God knows best. As for the Zenji is a term that they use as nigger from Zanzibar. As for the Zenji, they are people of black color, flat noses, kinky hair, and little understanding or intelligence. This is what's taught. I always ask, how come your God doesn't impress something upon your mind to see us in a different light? How come your God has us treating us like, have you treating us like this? But we're gonna go forward. Let's go to the next one. Slavery condoned in the Hadith, because you have Muslims that read the Hadith. This is true. I could not properly address Islam unless I address all the things that Muslims get into. So we'll read Muslim book 0103-901, and we'll read Jabir. Allah be pleased with him. Reported, there came a slave and pledged allegiance to Allah's apostle. May peace be upon him. On migration, he, the holy prophet, did not know that he was a slave. Then there came his master and demanded him back, whereupon Allah's apostle, which is Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, said, sell him to me. And he bought him for 2 black slaves, and he did not afterwards take allegiance from anyone until he had asked him whether he was a slave or a free man. So the prophet of Islam, according to the Muslims, especially the black ones, that quote from the Hadith, your prophet had 2 black slaves and traded 2 black slaves for 1 Muslim. What is your so-called black prophet doing with 2 black slaves? And why is he trading 2 black slaves for 1 Muslim? Wow. There's a number of things being said there. A number of things. But we'll go to the next one. Because we want to also explore the effects that Islam has on indigenous people. This is so very important. And I'm going to leave it on this note. Because there's nothing, no one is going to say that's going to override this point right here. When I talk to people about the sub-Saharan slave trade, it contrasts immensely to the transatlantic slave trade. We were enslaved for 400 plus years. 1 minute. 400 plus years we were enslaved. But in Africa, under Arab rule, Prophet Muhammad purportedly died in 632. Our slavery begins in 650 to 1900. Over 1,200 years of oppression under members of the Islamic movement. I would like to know. I need to know. We're gonna give him his minutes. This is what I want to know. I don't want to hear, you got to learn to write Arabic in the Quran. You can't give me an Arabic language ice pack for being enslaved for 1,200 years. You ain't reading the Quran right. Nigga, we was enslaved under your God for 1,200 years. Was those people calling on Yahweh Shai? Was those people calling on any of Buddha? those people's calling on Allah. Why is this important? If somebody stole from your mother,
5 minutes.
if someone stole from your mother, could they come to you and ask you for help? What would you do if someone stole from your mother and then had the gall to come to you and call on your name for help?
Kill him, I kill him.
I want to know this. How can I as a slave pray to Allah and simultaneously the slave master is praying to Allah? Whose prayer is being answered if we was enslaved for 1,200 years? How the hell can I pray to the same God as my slave master? This is a question we got to ask every day of the week. We put the books to the side. I'm not going to try to bedazzle you with any books. I'm done with the harmonious morphological calc. I'm done with the syntactic analysis. I'm done with the gerundival participle. Let's keep it simple and plain. I was praying to Allah for 1,200 years. My slave master was praying to Allah for 1,200 years. After year 1, Allah didn't let up. He didn't say, nigga, how can you call on me and you oppressing my people? After 50 years, Allah didn't intercede and say, yo, hold on. You double castrating these people. They won't be able to produce amongst themselves. After 200 years, Allah didn't say, let's let up. After 500 years, Allah showed us no mercy, but he said, Allah is the merciful. To who? After 1,000 years of oppression, I'm calling on Allah, and my slave master calling on Allah, and I'm still being raped, robbed, and pillaged. Then we in 1,100 years of us calling on Allah and the slave master calling on Allah. Then we into 1,200 years, and the only thing that came out of it was that we got sold to a new master and brought in America for more oppression. But we want to pull out books and make this shit difficult. What part of 1,200 years under some God and getting no refuge doesn't register in people's heads? 5 more minutes to talk about what? You've been enslaved for over 1,000 years, praying to the same God of your slave master, and he never answered your call. And people wonder why I'm upset. All of us should be upset. DNA is real. It's called epigenome. Genetic memory gets dumped into the DNAs of our offsprings. If the slave master raped you, not for 1 generation, not for 2, not for 3, but over 10. If the slave master rapes you for over 1,000 years, in 1 generation, you become like your mother or father, point blank period. Imagine a whole 1,000 years.